Today we are going to discuss about one of the very common problems we face in our day-to-day clinical life, that is undescended testis. যেখানে আমাদের বাচ্চাদের টেস্টিসটা নিচে নামে। This is also called cryptorchidism. Now, why is this so unique? Why are we going to discuss it today? That's because there are a lot of confusion in the society regarding the treatment and the management of these babies. Now, the treatment of cryptorchidism has gone a sea of change in the last 20 years. So there was a time when a child, 3 years child, if I would have come to my clinic with one-sided undescended testis, I would have coolly asked him to wait for another 4 years, 5 years, till he's around 7 or 8. We would have told them that, well, it might come down. If it doesn't come down by the age of 7 or 8, then we have to take some action. But it has been a revolutionary change from then till today. Today I would like to operate on that baby or manage this problem by the age of 6 months of life. জন্মের প্রথম 6 মাসের মধ্যে এই রোগের চিকিৎসা করতে হবে। না হলে কি হবে? না হলে ধীরে ধীরে there is a possibility যে আস্তে আস্তে টেস্টিসের মধ্যে সেলগুলো, কোষগুলো ডিজেনারেট করে যাবে। The testis will not provide its optimum function if not interfere before 6 months. So what this fuss is all around? Why does the testis doesn't come down? What's the problem? Now, ছোট বাচ্চা যে মায়ের পেটে আছে, testis is always in the abdomen, both sides. It's somewhere near the kidneys. It comes down gradually. Pregnancy is 10 months, so from 3 months onwards, it begins its downwards journey and it comes down into the scrotum when the child is born. So, by corollary, if a child is born at 7 months, 3 months premature to get a bachcha hoy, I am not going to expect that the testis will be down. Testis will be in the abdomen and we are okay with it. So, একটা premature bachcha যখন আমার কাছে আসবে একটা testis পেটে নিয়ে, I would just ask the parents to wait. And by all probability, within next 3 months, that is actual time of birth, by that time the testis will come down. So we are concerned only when either one or both the testis does not come down by the age of 6 months. And there is no point in the literature that we can wait beyond 6 months. Number one. Number two is, we should always be cautious about one more thing, that is about the sex of the child. There are babies which are female babies but which look like males, and apparently things which look like testis may be something else. So that is very important. There is something called intersex. That means genetically it may be a girl, it may look like a boy, or just the reverse, genetically he is a boy but looks like a girl. Now these are the types of disease, we call it intersex. Often undescended testis comes along with intersex. So that is a completely different story and we are not going to deal with this today in our today's topic. Next is when to investigate and how to investigate. Many babies come to our clinic with CT scans of abdomen, with MRIs of abdomen, with multiple ultrasonographies. Ultrasonography done every month. Maybe a 1-year child comes to my clinic with 7 ultrasonographies. To be frank, this is over-investigation. We need only one investigation in a child with undescended testis. That is a single ultrasound. And ultrasound is not of the testis. We don't want to know where the testis is with an ultrasound. We just want to know whether the kidneys are normal, because this is called urogenital system. The kidneys and the testis, they have a common development. If there is a maldevelopment of the testis, there may be a maldevelopment of the kidney. So we just need to be sure that the kidneys are okay and doing well. Why we don't need to investigate testis? Because there are only 2 possibilities. Either I can feel the testis somewhere, which I can clinically examine and find out, or I cannot feel the testis, I cannot find the testis. The first one, we call it a palpable testis. Palpable incompletely descended testis. And the second one, where I cannot find anything, we call it impalpable, not undescended. Why? Because there is a possibility that on that side there is no testis at all. So we can call undescended testis only when I know for certain that there is a testis somewhere. So we have two groups. One is a palpable, incompletely descended testis, and one is impalpable testis. So impalpable testis, we had many children who come to us with an MRI showing a testis somewhere in the abdomen. When we actually look inside, we find that there is something else. It might be a lymph node, it might be something else, which has wrongly taken this testis. Because MRI, ultrasound, these are all indirect tests. So what we do today? We actually look inside the abdomen. We enter the abdomen. How? With something called a laparoscope. We make a 3 millimeter very small incision in the abdomen and the umbilicus. We put in a telescope, which is a 3 millimeter telescope. We can look at the entire abdominal surface inside, and we can exactly locate where the testis is and whether at all there is any testis. So nowadays we don't go for indirect tests like ultrasonography and MRI, and CT scan is completely no way, because it involves a lot of radiation exposure in a small baby. So it is never done. So for impalpable testis, where we don't know where exactly it is located, we do a diagnostic laparoscope. Under anesthesia, it takes 2 minutes. We put in a telescope, we get a picture on our screen which is 20 times magnified, and we know exactly where the testis is located. Benefits twofold. First is, I exactly know where the testis is located, and I don't have to beat about the bush. It may not be there, nothing like that. Number two, I can treat it at the same time. So it's diagnostic as well as therapeutic. How do we treat? In small babies where I can feel the testis outside, near the groin or in the inguinal area or in the upper scrotum, we can easily mobilize it from outside without entering the abdomen. It's around 20-25 minutes procedure. Often we discharge the baby on the same evening. When we don't palpate it outside, we put in a laparoscope. So there are three possibilities which can happen. One is, there is a more or less good sized testis very near to the deep inguinal ring. Deep inguinal ring is a place from where the testis exits the abdomen. If it is within 2 centimeters of that ring, we can laparoscopically mobilize it and bring it down in the same sitting. It's a one-stage surgery. In case if the testis is located pretty high up, that's beyond 2 centimeters, then we should not and cannot drag it down forcibly. It dies. We severe laparoscopically cut the artery which supplies the testis, because the short artery is the reason why the testis could not come down in the first place. We cut the testis, the operation ends there. This is called stage 1 Fowler-Stephens procedure. Then after 6-7 months, what happens? Nature is the best healer, as we all know. So number of new arteries come up to supply the testis from the surrounding areas. So after 7 months, we again go in with the laparoscope, mobilize the testis, disconnect it from the original artery, bring it down based on the new arteries. This is called Fowler-Stephens stage 2. In the era where pediatric laparoscopy had not developed, we used to do the same thing by cutting open. We used to cut and go on cutting and searching for the testis. So by the time when we reached the testis, we had already destroyed all the new vessels, growable vessels. So in Fowler-Stephens stage 2 operation, in the open era, we used to lose 80% of those testes. In the second stage, we used to find that the testes become atrophic and become this small. We remove. But in the era of laparoscopy, more often than not, we find in the second stage a very nice looking testis which can be mobilized and brought down. So that sums up the complete management. If we recollect, one is the age, it has to be done within 6 months. Number 2, the only investigation needed is ultrasonography of the kidneys. Number 3, if it is palpable, we don't need a laparoscope. If it is impalpable, we can use a laparoscope without cutting the abdomen. We can either do a single stage or a 2-stage obstetrics. Now, there is a tricky situation. I have a child with a left-sided undescended testis. I cannot palpate. I cannot feel anything. Ultrasound is telling that there is no testis. Now we put in the laparoscope. Now we find we can exactly, laparoscope, the benefit is you can exactly trace the path of testis, the entire path, where it started and where it ended. Now we find laparoscopically that the testis has gone out of the abdomen through the place where it should have gone out. It has gone out. Then what we do? That means it's no longer in the abdomen. Now what we do is we explode that side inguinal area, that groin. If we find that it is already, sometimes we find a normal size testis in the groin which has been missed by ultrasound, then we do a orchidopexy to bring it down. In case we find that it's a completely atrophied, a very small testicular nubbin, but it had come out of that properly, that means that this testis has undergone complication called torsion. It had twisted upon itself in the intrauterine life before the child was born. Had it been twisted after birth, everyone would have known. It causes a lot of pain, redness, fever, and the child goes on crying. You know a testicular torsion. But this particular baby, torsion happened before birth, and the testis was destroyed. Now theoretically, the anatomical structure of a baby is always symmetrical. So now the child is left with single testis. There is no problem. One testis is enough for life. But that testis is also prone to torsion at some point of time in his life. So what we do is we open up the normal testis and fix it. We call it contralateral orchidopexy. We fix the normal testis so that it never undergoes torsion in life, because it's the sole surviving testis. Next, the question arises, is it possible, we have a few children who had normally descended testis at birth. The child comes suddenly at 4 years of age, the parents discover that on one side they can't find the testis. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. This is something we call ascending testis, which was not known before. That means if the testicular artery is shorter than it should be, as the child grows, the size of the child increases, but the testicular artery remains the same. So the testis gets dragged up and up and up, and maybe at the age of 3 or 4, it's no longer there in the scrotum. This is something we call ascending testis. So the two testes lying in the scrotum at birth is not a guarantee that undescended testis cannot occur later in life. It can always occur. And most often than not, one more word of caution is, there is something called a retractile testis, especially in the winter months, or maybe if you just have a bath with a cold water. Because of the normal retractability, the testis may go inside, which is absolutely normal. So if in a case of a child, the parents find that sometimes they feel the testis is below, sometimes they cannot palpate it. That's absolutely normal. It's a normal event. So how do you find out whether you need to visit a doctor? It's very simple. When the child is resting in a warm, comfortable temperature, you just examine the child when he is deep asleep. If you find the testis at that point of time is in the scrotum, it's done. You don't need any medical consultation. But in case, if in a very warm, very nice, comfortable atmosphere, child is sleeping deeply, completely relaxed, you don't find the testis in the scrotum, it's time you visit a pediatric surgeon for consultation.